Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Radosveta Vasilewa and I'm a legal scholar and social activist. Today I will be raising concern about the demographic crisis in Bulgaria. I'm not sure whether you know, but Bulgaria is currently presiding the Council of the European Union, and when a given member state presides the Council, they need to set priorities they want to focus on. Now, one of the priorities the Bulgarian government set is the future of young people in Europe, and I personally find this quite ironic because Bulgaria's government has expertise in motivating young people to leave the country rather than to make them stay. So to give you an idea, according to the United Nations, Bulgaria is the fastest shrinking country in the world in terms of population. In addition, according to Eurostat, Bulgaria has the highest mortality rate in the European Union, and according to the CIA fact book, it has the third highest mortality rate in the world. Now there's also a parallel story, a story of migration. Bulgaria's case is quite peculiar because there are more Bulgarians working abroad than in Bulgaria. There are 2.5 million Bulgarians working abroad and 2.2 million Bulgarians working in Bulgaria, and the country is rather small. The population is approximately 7.2 million. Now, it's also good to know that young people, for instance high schoolers, are also contemplating immigration. According to official statistics, 17% of those who graduate from high school in Bulgaria go to study abroad, and chances are that they will stay there. And in addition, Bulgarians tend to change their citizenship, so they tend to give up their Bulgarian nationality. My initial impression was from my friends. I have many friends who changed their citizenship, but then I decided to carry out an opinion poll on Twitter. So I asked my followers whether they would keep their Bulgarian passport if they acquired foreign citizenship and they were allowed to keep their Bulgarian passport. Now 44% said yes, 13% said absolutely no, and 44% said it depended on the foreign passport. So you see that Bulgarians have this practical, opportunistic attitude. So how can we explain this phenomenon? Why do people want to leave Bulgaria? Well, clearly there are economic reasons. According to Eurostat, Bulgaria has the lowest GDP per capita in the European Union. Also, it has the lowest minimum wage in the European Union. According to the Quality of Life Index, it has the lowest standard of living in the European Union. Moreover, according to Transparency International, it is the most corrupt country in the European Union. The Council of Europe has raised concern that the rule of law is compromised, and the International Monetary Fund has raised concern that Bulgaria has the largest grey sector in the European Union. So this accounts for 29.2% of the country's economy. But above all, Bulgaria doesn't have any strategy for young people, for promoting and educating young people. And once again, I would like to give you some statistics. According to PISA, and this is the program for international student assessment, Bulgarian students actually lack knowledge in key areas such as sciences, reading, etc. According to Eurostat, Bulgaria is second to last in the European Union based on the acquisition of foreign languages. So clearly our schools do not teach people foreign languages the way they're supposed to. Once again, according to Eurostat, particularly the Digital Economy and Society Index, Bulgaria is second to last in the European Union based on the acquisition of basic digital skills. In addition, Bulgaria doesn't develop its universities. It has one of the lowest research and development expenditures as percentage of GDP in the European Union. And statistics by UNESCO amply demonstrate that it has a relatively low researcher to inhabitant ratio. It's even lower than in Romania. Moreover, As I said, it doesn't have any strategy for employment of young people. It has one of the highest youth unemployment rates in the European Union, and generally it is very difficult for young people, young qualified people, to find employment in the government sector because the country is torn by scandals for hiring based on nepotism rather than based on qualifications. And even if you're qualified enough and you want to start your own business, you're creative enough, you may run into some problems too. As I said earlier, the rule of law in the country is severely compromised, and one of the key issues Bulgaria faces is the disrespect for property rights. In fact, Bulgaria scored very poorly in the International Property Rights Index. It's 85th in the world, behind failed states in Asia and in Africa. And it's not surprising that it's a leader in losing cases before the European Court of Human Rights. And once again, a key area in which it loses cases is the disrespect for property rights. Last but not least, the Global Entrepreneurship Index also gave Bulgaria a fairly low ranking. It ranked at 69 in the world, behind Kazakhstan, Morocco, Macedonia, which are clearly not members of the European Union. So why does this matter? Well, ultimately, Bulgaria's government leading the discussion on the future of young people in Europe is a travesty. Bulgaria is a country which needs urgent help and a major change of direction. Unfortunately, it may take a while before Bulgarian politicians wake up. So thank you for watching. As always, there's also an article accompanying my video on my personal blog, Radosveta Vasilewa, blog. And I'll see you soon.